The next hunter on our hunter's guide is the Peddler. We've been seeing her more in the tournament scene, and now I have so much more resources and clips for you. Peddler only has one skill, but that one skill has layers. It can absorb materials, but not just one material, 3 different types of materials, and those 3 types of materials does different things, and once you absorb it, it charges up another skill, and those 3 different materials or those 3 different components will then have 3 different abilities from that one absorption. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, her external trait is how much of the charges can she hold within her basket or within her trait, and that is the Gifted Merchant. So we've already mentioned that the Peddler can absorb 3 types of elements, and she can hold up to 2 charges of each ability. And in total, we said that there are 3 different elements that can be absorbed, but she can only hold up to a total of 5 charges of all abilities in total. So if there wasn't a limitation, it would have been 6 charges if you had 2 charges of each ability, right? But the total can only add up to 5. She can then control when to switch and release each of the abilities. When she utilizes her ability, she's absorbing ground here. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be green. Absorbing the obstacles, it's going to look yellowish brown. And absorbing the metal, it's going to be pink. And on the bottom, you can see the circle. That's the abilities of how much she's absorbed. She's absorbed 1 vine. She's absorbed 2 obstacles. Not 1 vine. She's absorbed 1 ground. She's absorbed 2 obstacles. And she's absorbed 2 metals. That's a total of 5. No matter how much more I absorb, it's overloaded because the most charges she can hold is 5. We have talked about her ability to absorb, and her ability to absorb is called Petty Gains. Absorption. So as I kept mentioning, she can absorb 3 different types of elements: ground, obstacles, and metal. The elements must be within 8 meters, and absorption takes 1 second, during which her movement speed is reduced by 50%. The charge time for this ability is 18 seconds, and the charge count is 2. Now, what happens to these elements when they get absorbed, and how does it affect the survivors? The absorbed ground, anytime the hunter absorbs the ground, it's going to be in like a greenish color. So you will know it will create a 1.5 meter radius circle on the ground that will stun survivors. The stun area, or called withered area. The withered area will last for 8 seconds. So it doesn't matter if it was just created, if you walk into it within that 8 seconds, you will be stunned. Survivors that enter that withered area will be stunned for 2 seconds. So you'll be stunned, but it'll be for 2 seconds. However, if the withered area is within 12 meters of a chaired survivor, the withering effect will only last 4 seconds and the stun is 1 second. After Peddler absorbs the ground, she will have 1 stack of Nature's Affinity. And that's the charge you see in the center bottom part of the screen that we previously showed you. The basket holds up to 5 charges. That's one of them, Nature's Affinity. So if your foot is standing on any of that darkened greenish blackish area, then you will get stunned. So I don't really know. Sometimes it's like, yeah, sometimes you get stunned like right away. See, like the circle, it's like just barely touching his toes and he still gets stunned. So not sure how it works, but if he's stepping on the pattern on the ground, then he'll get stunned. I see, I definitely put that circle a little further. Maybe it's my depth perception, it's just not all that correct. See, only 1 foot's here, but he doesn't get stunned. 1 foot and like that second foot's touching the line, he will get stunned. So it's just, you just can't be touching the pattern. Here, we're gonna absorb the ground. She's going to step into the pattern a little afterwards. And as you can see, it's gonna last for 8 seconds. Anytime you step in the pattern during those 8 seconds, it will stun you. And also disappear. Mineral absorption, when the hunter absorbs the obstacles. The absorbed obstacles have to be a certain thickness, so it means it can't be too thick, so you can't create long passageways like the priestess. The absorbed area will create a temporary passage for 14 seconds, and the peddler will get 1 stack of mineral affinity. As you can see, I am absorbing the wall, and I'll be able to make a passage this way. I'm going to be putting the absorption around this building, but as you can see, this building is too thick and I can't make a passage around this area, only around those mini obstacles, which hunter would use if they want to just get the chip damage. We'll talk about that later. Here, the bush area, we will be able to create a passage there. It's not too thick, but as we can see, I mess up there and I absorb the ground. This area is fine, so as long as it's not too thick like the building, we'll be able to still create a passageway, and we also get mineral affinity as well. Absorbing metal, pretty straightforward. Hunter can absorb metallic objects, but these specific objects, the objects that survivors can interact with. So that's cipher machines, unopened chests, unused consoles, cabinets, and rocket chairs. And these absorbed metal objects will be inactive for 12 seconds, inactive to the survivors, but also to the hunter. And the peddler will get 1 stack of metal affinity. So here the hunter is absorbing the elements, or at least the metal, the cipher machine, the chair, looking for a chest box. And as you can see, every time the hunter utilizes the absorption ability, it takes 1 second and her movement speed is slowed down by 50%. We can see the magician's decoding. While he's decoding, the hunter can just absorb this cipher machine and the magician can't decode. This is why it's so important not to be chaired at the last cipher machine. So this is an open chest box. I will not be able to absorb this chest box. As you can see, it just opens up the ground absorption, not the metal absorption. In this instance, she is trying to open up that chest box, but by absorbing the metal, it closes it and makes it inactive. Female dancer, she's decoding, the hunter absorbs it and it immediately stops the cipher from being decoded, and she can't access it. Okay, let's see what happens when the magician goes inside of the closet or the locker. Hunter's gonna absorb it. Hunter can't get the magician out, and the magician also can't come out, so they're both just locked. Yeah, they're just locked in. But as soon as that 12 seconds are over, Hunter will be able to open this locker, and the magician will also be able to come out, so whoever comes out first. Chairs. If we have a gardener, she breaks the chair, Hunter will not be able to absorb the rocket chairs. See, it's not an option. It should show up in pink. So the hunter has to fix the rocket chair, and then she'll be able to absorb the rocket chair. When I say the hunter can't access the chair once it gets absorbed, it's the same thing. If she absorbs this chair, she won't be able to chair the gardener. So remember, when the ground gets absorbed, you get nature's affinity. What is nature's affinity? Peddler can make vines grow out by clicking on the ability. Clicking the vine ability again, it will make the hunter go towards the object the vine has latched onto. If the vine is latched onto a survivor, they will be bound from 0.3 to 2.6 seconds based on the length of the vine. Peddler can also cancel the vine by clicking on cancel or by not clicking on any command button. And the length this vine extends to is 35 meters, and there is a cooldown of 6 seconds for this ability. When Hunter absorbs the ground, they will be able to stun survivors, and there will be one charge of Nature's Affinity, the second ability from that first absorption. They're both in the color green. When you absorb it, the ground is green, the vine is green, so same color to help you memorize it a little bit better. Unless there's an accessory that changes the color, then I can't really help you there. So this is what the vine is going to look like. She clicks on the vine again, it will pull her towards the object that the vine is latched on towards. She can just swerve it around up to 35 meters. So she can just use this vine to get around the map faster. That's how the vine gets cancelled. It's kind of hard to control it. And she's gonna click on the vine again. And then she can click on the basket to change the second abilities. And this is how it latches onto survivors. And then they'll be stunned for a little while. That way you could just get the hit right away. Trying to go at an angle, curve towards her. Click on the vine again. She's stunned, and then you get another hit. The hunter gets a charge of mineral affinity when the hunter absorbs the obstacles and creates a passageway. So what's mineral affinity? So when hunter utilizes this mineral affinity, hunter has a chip damage ability, which is 25%, appears as a circle on the ground. If the survivor is within the circle, as soon as it is formed, survivors will get that chip damage. However, the circle itself will last for 10 seconds, and if the survivors enter that circle, it reduces survivors' interaction speed and decoding speed by 20% for 8 seconds. The attack distance is 15 meters, and the cooldown is 6 seconds. As you can see, this is what it's going to look like. And as soon as she places the gravel on the ground, the circle, it's going to chip damage him. But it has to be within a certain distance. So he has to be closer towards the middle of the circle. If he's too far, it's not gonna be able to damage him. Okay, there, he was close enough. So just play around with it if you're gonna become a Peddler main and get used to utilizing her ability. So here, as you can see, it's a little further away. The cracks on the ground have to reach that area first, so it takes a little bit longer. So if it's close, you can see it almost happens immediately, but if it's further away, it takes a little time for the stun damage to appear. Whereas the survivor, see when the circle is first applied on the ground, if the survivor isn't on the circle, she's not going to get that chip damage, only when the circle gets created in the beginning. She's going to have slower interaction speed and slower decoding by 20% for 8 seconds if she walks over the area. However, if she's within the circle when it's first formed, she will be able to get that chip damage. The last charge stack ability is the metal affinity. So after the hunter absorbs metal objects such as cipher machines, unopened chests, unused consoles, cabinets, and rocket chairs, the peddler then can surround herself with gems. The gems will orbit around the peddler. It reduces control, knockback, and slow effects by 40% for 10 seconds. The attack range is increased by 1.5 meters and movement speed is increased by 8%. The cooldown is 6 seconds. And we see Hunter using this quite a lot of times when there are harassers and she wants to try and counter the knockback effects or the stun effects of the harassers. So when they say reduce control, I'm thinking painters, painting, or matadors, matador's red flag, and knockback is anyone like the antiquarian, forward, and slow effects is most likely the weeping clown, how the hunter gets slowed down when she's hit by the rocket. And this is a side-by-side comparison with no metal affinity and then using metal affinity. You are a little bit faster. At first presence, hunter gets steady profit. The absorption is upgraded. Absorption range increases from 8 meters to 12 meters. Charge time is the same, 18 seconds. Charge count is 2, so 2 stacks of charges. So at 0 presence and then at first presence, you can see that her absorption range is much larger, from 8 meters to 12 meters. And at full presence, hunter gets tremendous wealth. This is another upgrade for the absorption. And I would say that this is a pretty good upgrade. Absorption charge time is reduced from 18 seconds to 16 seconds, and there's no movement speed reduction when using the absorption. Charge time now 16 seconds, and charge count is still 2. At 0 presence, when she's absorbing the elements, she gets a speed reduction, but as you can see in full presence, there is no longer that speed reduction. So when she absorbs the ground, it's green, then she can utilize the vines, which are green. When she absorbs the obstacles, it's yellow, so then she can utilize the chip damages, which are also yellow. So every time she absorbs something, remember the colors are going to help you know what she has. She's going to absorb the metal, it's going to be pink. She's going to have these gems circling her, and one of the gems are pink. So every time she absorbs something, just in the back of your mind, just be like, okay, she has a vine. Okay, she has chip damage. Okay, she has metal affinity. So this hunter has the 4th S badge, but he's second on the list. First chase is going to be the fire investigator. Is going to utilize his airbag to make it back inside of the bird cage. She's going to utilize a portal to cut the distance. Ooh, wonderful airbag here, blocking her path, so she's forced to break it, and he can maintain some distance away from this hunter. Going to utilize the next absorption to create a passageway so she avoids the pallet. It was going to utilize the vine here. We can see she has 1 chip damage and will be able to get the hit instead. So he purposely avoided the chip damage, got the normal hit, so then he has attack recovery, and that's going to allow him to transition back upstairs and continue to kiting this hunter. Oh, but he dropped down right away this time so they can get the window. He does have knee-jerk reflex. So continuously looping. Now hunter has a vine to catch up to the survivor. Ooh, is able to latch onto him. Will be able to down him for the first time. 80, 75, 60 on the cipher progress. We can see the antiquarians nearby, so the hunter is going to absorb the metal and use metal affinity right away, and is able to get the hit down right back onto the fire investigator. But antiquarian buying a little more time so they can finish up those the second and third cipher machines. Hunter's going to get another metal affinity so that she can take this survivor to the chair, but stunned again by this antiquarian. So great support. She's not overly supporting because she's only a chip damage and she hasn't gone down all the way. Ooh, wonderful flywheel, gets to avoid the hit once again, has absorbed yet another metal affinity because now she has a little more distance away from the hunter. So the hunter will be able to pick him up and chair him at the basement, because we also get that movement speed boost when you use metal affinity. So she's trying to help her case right now because the antiquarian did such good harassment. She needs to have some kind of advantage, so she's able to bring him all the way to the basement. That's going to help the peddler out a lot. It looks like the airplanist is going to come in for the rescue. Oh, wonderful jetpack right into the window. Hunter's going to be dropping down with that warp. He's able to get that rescue, get the hit right away. Hunter needs to either go for this airplanist, and she's going to lose track of the fire investigator, so she's not going to go for the airplanist and go straight for the fire investigator instead. While fire investigator does have time on his tide turner, he's going to move away as far away as possible from the basement because you don't want to get a basement chair again. We'll be able to chair him for the second time. Oh, she's going to be bringing him all the way to the outside of shack. Not sure. Yeah, I don't think she can make it to the basement. But if you look at the cipher progress, it's almost primed. So it's already the end game situation. Lawyer can come in for this rescue because he's at full health. The vine doesn't latch on. He dodges the chip damage and gets the normal hit. So attack recovery, going to get another rescue here. He had tide turner. Lawyer with tide turner. Interesting. And she's going to take a hit. Cipher machines are primed, so cipher machines pop. Endgame situation. Survivor's doing a very good job. She has 1 vine to use. No airbags for the fire investigator, but the exit gate's already opening up. It's 50% and she still hasn't downed him. So that's going to give enough time for that cipher machine exit gate to open. Creating a lot of portals here. And is able to finally latch him, catch him, stun him with the vine. We have the peddler in Lakeside Village. So all the videos we're watching is the hunters 1 through 4, but the list keeps changing and updating. So yeah, it's the top 4 hunters. I think it's like the 4th hunter, 4th hunter, 3rd hunter will be able to get the first hit onto the prisoner utilizing the vine. He's going to go to the triple windows here so that he has more distance. Hunter's going to cut through utilizing the wall absorption. Now she has a chip damage ready for the survivor. She's going to get another wall absorption, so there's 2 chips waiting for him. So if he tries to go towards the windows, she's just going to get terror shock and down him very early down. 30, 40, 40 on the cipher progress. And we can see her trait will be up in 2 seconds. It is warp. First chair for the prisoner, and okay, trying to get an early hit onto this first officer, but he's keeping a very good distance, but he keeps baiting. He goes closer and then further, closer and further, and survivors have to come in for an early rescue because, as you can see, the hunter likes to place a lot of the stuns, or not the stuns on the ground. the chip damages, is going to be able to get the hit. Very good patience. I think it was a before half rescue with Ty Turner, the vine coming right back in. And Hunter's straight back onto Kalu, but he is rescued with Ty Turner. So even if he does get hit here, oh, we got the assistance of the archer, allowing him to get that vault. So still up and running. He also utilized flywheel there. We'll be breaking this pallet because he can't just keep absorbing the area right now. She has one absorption available, and we're going to have the assistance of the archer. Gets 100% laceration. He's continuously looping this area. He's going to utilize warp to close the distance. Oh, isn't able to hit him through this window. Gets another 100% laceration. Utilizes the warp portal once again, but oh, finally getting the chip damage and is able to down the survivor. She's going to utilize the ground absorption, so that if the survivor is there, she'll get stunned, and she misses her arrow and is able to finally chair the survivor once again. So because the archer did such an amazing harass, that allowed the survivors to make up for the time that had been, okay, good flywheel to avoid the vine, that made up for the time that they've lost when it was a very early down. And unfortunately, Archer does get hit here, so that means the other survivor has to come in for this rescue. It's going to be the toy merchant. He sidesteps the chip. Nice. But then there's a stun, and is able to get the rescue once again with Ty Turner. But as you can see, I think it's because of the accessory. The colors are all the same, so like it's very hard to notice. But just realize if there's like gravel kind of spread out on the ground, that's the chip, and if the texture on the ground just changes, that's the ground absorption, so that's the stun. We'll be able to get rid of the first survivor, sending him back to the manor, be chairing next to first officer cipher machine. The issue right now is all the three survivors are all at half health, so first officer is going to have to buy a lot of time. The survivors are healing up, and they have to heal up because they don't have enough cipher progress at the moment. Hunter giving distance so that it nullifies the pocket watch, and then she utilizes the vine to catch up right away, so then she can try to get a hit onto the survivor. But okay, we got the catapult. Oh, she messes up her warp. She's supposed to make it up the ramp but isn't able to, so that's gonna allow him to buy so much time. He's out of items right now. Survivors have healed up, so suddenly the survivor side is still looking not the worst. We're going to utilize the vine, but catapults right away, so the hunter's just going to utilize the vine to catch up to the survivor. She needs to go down next to a window or a pallet. Isn't able to go through the window. Nice chip damage. We'll be able to get the hit as well, so 75% damage. She's making her way back inside of the cottage, and she's going to be able to loop this area, but the vine is going to be able to grapple onto her, and she's going to be going down here for the first time. Archer has been healed up fully, so she can come in for this rescue, but the question is, I mean, it's only her first chair, so she can go in for this rescue. They can prime up the last cipher machine, but the problem is that the cipher right now doesn't have the most progress. We can see first officers finishing up the ship cipher machine. Okay, it does a very good job avoiding the vine, and she does have an item from the toy merchant's toy box, and we'll be able to get this rescue before half. Vine coming in, getting an immediate down onto the toy merchant. Oh, she misses. Okay, oh, it's fine because she'll just get the hit right away. But the issue now is the first officer is going towards the shore cipher machine, but the thing is he going to be coming in for this rescue? They both don't have any items. So if the hunter goes towards the shore cipher, then the archer is going to be coming in for the rescue. If the hunter goes towards the archer, the first officer is going to come in for this rescue. But it looks like the first officer was caught off a little too early, and cipher machines are not ready. We'll be able to down this first officer, and they're just going to surrender. Yeah, because I don't think there's much they could have done at this point. And we're gonna be watching the Thief. Yeah, I don't recommend playing Thief in high tier. I mean, you think he's doing a very good job here, but yeah. Okay, you can see the hunter's gonna absorb the metal and use metal affinity to stop the stun effects of the flashlight. And then she's going to be able to down him here very early. 9, 40, 33, 6% on the cipher progress, cheering him outside of red carpet. We got 1 hit order on the postman. They had a decoding letter, and the hunter is going to be charging up another chip damage. And she's going to have another metal affinity ready for the survivors coming in for this rescue. Gravekeeper is in his shovel, making his way towards the chair. Okay, gotta do some mind games. Oh, just gonna get the normal hit. Thief back on his flashlight, but you see the hunter picked up metal affinity because she's going to be countering that flashlight either way. Getting the chip damage and the hit onto the thief will be going down immediately after Tide Turner ends. And yeah, only 1 cipher machine's completed. Second one 77, third one 50, fourth one 9%. Second chair for the thief, half health gravekeeper, is being healed up right now. Oh, it's being healed up by the aeroplanist. Got 1 in order on the postman again, but the gravekeeper has healed up all the way. We can see someone's feeding tinnitus. I think that's the aeroplanist. No, well, I can't really. Let's see. Squiggle. Okay, yeah, it's the aeroplanist. We got dungeon outside of graveyard. And they're gonna sell this point because the thief is not kiting. Wanted order. They do have one more wanted order, but the chair that he's chaired on is just going to injure the survivors and it's not going to be very helpful. So they do end up selling. The vines are going to come out. It's going to be able to latch onto the survivors. She's going to be able to get the chip damage and then get the hit. We can see this happening quite a lot in the tournament scene as well, this combination. So we saw on the bottom center of the screen, those 2 cooldowns, they are both at 6 seconds, but they're separate abilities, so the cooldowns are separate. So that's how she's able to utilize the vine and then just change from the basket and change straight to the chip damage and then just get that 75% and then swing afterwards because there's no attack recovery when she utilizes the chip damage. Like most hunters, will be going and getting this aeroplanist hit as well with the chip damage and the normal hit. So yeah, we've been seeing peddlers do that quite a lot to get that 75%. She's gonna block him off of this pallet, and he wasn't able to do upward propel in time. So she purposely blocks him off from that pallet by utilizing the ground absorption. That's making him go around, and then she's gonna be able to catch up. He still did have his item to utilize, but he clicked it a little too late. So 3 ciphers completed, 50-40 on the last 2 cipher machines, and postman can't come in for this rescue because he's 75% damage, and the gravekeeper will be coming in for this rescue. But the issue here is that the postman's cipher machine is right next to the chair, so the hunter is going to be able to, they're going to be able to get this backdoor rescue. Hunter's going to be able to get the vine to down the survivor immediately, chair him, but you will see that she won't be able, the survivors won't be able to work on the cipher machine because once again aeroplanist is dead on the middle cipher machine, and the hunter is going to cancel the vine here, but what she's going to do instead is continuously absorb the cipher machine. So now they can't get cipher progress while another survivor is coming in for this rescue, so ciphers are not moving at the moment, and that only benefits the hunter. But at the same time, the airplanes can't really get out of this area because there's nowhere to run to. Okay, has the... Oh, does not get the rescue. She was very patient, and yeah, the gravekeeper just didn't want to risk the terror shock. So then he just kept waiting and waiting until she finally hits him, but she didn't hit him until the airplanes was sent back to the manor. We'll be able to down this gravekeeper. Last cipher machine 61%, which is this corner cipher. And the hunter knows, so once again she's going to chair the gravekeeper at their last cipher machine. There was the last 2 cipher machine. One was middle graveyard and not graveyard. One was middle church and the other one was the corner. So yes, against a peddler, just because you want to prime that cipher machine and pop it at the opportune moment, but if the peddler continuously absorbs that cipher machine, you're not going to be able to access it. We're gonna have the... Ooh, she baited her to think that the vine was going past her, but is gonna be able to get the chip damage. So you have to be careful when you're looping the... Oh, she's trying to catch her off guard here. Creates another tunnel, passageway. She sidesteps the chip and is out in the open, so she's going to utilize her stun gun. Hunter has her trade up in 3 seconds, which is warp. Coordinator doing a pretty good kite. Another chip damage waiting for her. She runs into the Hunter here. Will be able to take the hit. 75% damage. Still not done though. Down though. Closing the distance with warp. Gets another chip. Waiting for her at the pallet, but she already walked right past it, so the timing was a little off. Flywheels to the next pallet. Hunter's going to create a passage here to close the distance. Have another chip waiting for her. We'll be able to down her for the first time. 80, 70, 50 on the Cypher progress. Cheering her for the first time. We have... Who is that? Aeroplanist. On the shore. Cypher is able to finish this up. Oh, and we also had the escapologist changing the location of the chair. The vine's coming out here. Is able to latch onto him, so she's going to be able to injure this survivor for the first time, and they're going to be able to get the rescue. So the airplanist was able to finish up that Cypher machine, so the escapologist purposely sent the coordinator to the escapologist and was able to get the rescue before half with Ty Turner, so they can come in for this second rescue. We can see escapologist does also have Ty Turner, and he's waiting around the middle area. Last 2 Cypher machines, 25 and 18%. Escapologist feeding tinnitus. Wanted order on the aeroplanist, but he's not coming in for this rescue. If the... Okay. Hunter does end up seeing this escapologist. She's going to utilize metal affinity. He's going to utilize his... smoke screen. Gets misdirection. I think it's misdirection. To take the first hit. Avoids the chip damage. Avoids the normal hit. Okay. Baiting. Quite a lot of baiting. What is this hitbox? Is able to finally get the hit onto the survivor. And he's just trying to buy a little more time. He's going to body block for her because the last 2 Cypher machines, 67, 64. So if he can just buy a little more time. Hunter's going to utilize the warp to go around this escapologist. Escapologist continuously body blocking for her. Is able to body block for her, but the... Oh, maybe he wasn't? Maybe the vine didn't latch onto any of the survivors. Escapologist continuously baiting this Hunter and giving her a hard time, but she's going to be able to send the first survivor back to the manor. Cypher machines are primed, so they're just going to escape. The dungeon is in middle near the exit gate. Cypher machines are going to pop as the Hunter changes targets. And it's... Oh, technically she is changing directions, so... Looks like the aeroplanist will be taking this kite, but he has quite a lot of items, so he's going to be able to buy quite a lot of time. The vine's just waiting for him to drop down, or she's just going to go straight towards the exit gate. But it looks like she's going to be able to down this survivor for the first time, but exit gate's already open, so the cheerleader is able to go out. Escapologist exit gate's just open, so that's going to be a 2-man escape for the side of the survivors. Moonlit River Park. She's going to be going after the Aracobat. What Hunter likes to do is... Well, she could just get on the roller coaster like that. But she can also just absorb the railway so that she can just skip right past it. Ooh, is able to get the grapple. Will be able to get the injury onto the survivor for the first time. Heading back towards the... What you can see, she could do a ground absorption so that the acrobat can't ride. Oh no, she's going to absorb the obstacle instead. So that's going to be a chip damage and a vine waiting for this acrobat. He's going to utilize his firebomb, but it gets cancelled midway, but she doesn't have enough distance and will still be going down here for the first time. 50 on all 3 Cypher machines. I did not know that actually happened. So the fireball for the acrobat disables Hunter's ability, so the Hunter stepped into the fireball and that disabled her vine midway. One in order on the Weeping Clown, but he's quite far away. He's all the way at Bridge, and Man City Cold is coming in for the rescue. as the archer. The vine coming in once again. Oh, the vine's so squiggly, but it is not able to latch onto her. Oh, able to get the 100% laceration. The backdoor rescue by the Weeping Clown. Before half with Tide Turner. No damage. Rescue Hunter right back on the Acrobat. And it looks like Acrobat's just planning to ride the roller coaster again. Is able to get the chip damage. Another absorption, so another chip damage, and Metal Affinity waiting. Hunter's going to utilize Metal Affinity. He's going to utilize his Mud Bomb, but that's why the Hunter had Metal Affinity out, because she expected him to use the Mud Ball. Trying to... Okay, even if he gets the hit, the vines are going to grapple onto him because he has the stun ready. She's trying to body block, but she doesn't get the body block. It's a little too far away. Looks like they're just going to let him get chaired here for the second time, but good... What's it called? Good support here. She did not get injured at all, and she can still come in for this rescue. The Hunter, it kind of already knows where she is. Looks like she's going to take a hit, and if the Hunter does close in, she does have... Oh dear, but she needs to avoid the vine. Okay, she's going to go straight towards the chair. She gets... Oh, she gets downed. Yeah, she was a little too far, and the Hunter could catch up really quickly. We'll be able to chair the archer next. We did see someone coming in, but it looks like they weren't able to make it there in time. And 2 ciphers completed. Third one, 87 now, 73 and 3%. So they're both at full health. So they can definitely come in for this rescue. It's going to be the Weeping Clown. 2 more rockets left to utilize. Hunter has a vine, 2 vines actually, is going to be taking the normal hit, getting the rescue before half on the... Okay, double stun, lacerations building up. Is able to get the chip damage on the archer. Archer's just transitioning out. 100% laceration soon, but while she's absorbing, it did go down. The vine's coming in, and it's going to get 100% laceration with the vine, so it will be able to down her here for the second time. I mean, I feel like they have enough ciphers. They're gonna pop the 4th cipher machine. Problem is, the Weeping Clown is... All the ciphers are... Okay, the archer... The Antiquarian is coming in for this rescue. Another ground absorption, so 2 vines and 1 chip damage waiting for the survivors. Survivor coming in for this rescue, which is the Antiquarian. But the last cipher machine is so far away. And they also don't want to decode a cipher machine too close. Dodging the vines, but it still latches on. Good squiggle. Try. Okay, gets a chip damage. Another chip damage waiting for her. She gets the hit and will be able to get this rescue. Okay, got the laceration and the... Oh, you know this team? They have to be a team or something because the coordination is very good. They both keep stunning the Hunter at the same time so that the laceration gets stunned and then she gets the normal stun, so that the laceration can build up. No more items left for this archer though, and the last cipher machine is not quite ready. 70. The good thing is it's the first chair for the Antiquarian, so it's not quite over for the survivors. They still have a chance as long as the archer does not get found. And now that the last cipher machine is at 87, oh, she misses. If she got the vine, it would have been so good because then she'll be able to down the survivor. They're gonna pop the last cipher. It's not even ready to be popped though. Okay, got the Metal Affinity, gets the hit, is able to finally pop the cipher. They're back up to 3-man endgame situation. The vine keeps missing, thankfully for the survivor side. Just gonna get an absorption, chip damage. Okay, not close enough. Ground absorption, she gets stunned and will be able to down this archer for the 3rd and final time. Warp is back up. Doesn't look like the Hunter has trump card, so she's gonna need to chair her and warp to the 4th platform exit gate. Oh, she does have... Okay, it just doesn't show up that she has trump card. Oh, she's hiding her persona, so she does have trump card after all. And the next kite is gonna be the Weeping Clown. Oh, fortunately gets the hit while he was on his rocket. Wasn't able to make it out in time. This exit gate is at 54. The survivors know Hunter utilized the teleport, so now she's gonna go and open up the first stop gate. And she should be able to make it because it's already 40% and Hunter's at the opposite side of the map. It seems like she wants to be safe here. She's just not going to utilize her vines to get there faster. So she's happy with 3-man elimination, and Antiquarian gets to escape. For me, I think that Peddler's gameplay is pretty straightforward. If your kiting route is obvious, like keep looping this area, you keep going towards that pallet or window because that's the only one in the area, Hunter's going to set up either a chip damage or a ground absorption, or she's going to absorb the wall so that it kind of nullifies the pallet or the window. Always expect that when you're kiting a Peddler, try to bait the ground absorptions, chips, and use your items. Flywheel would be a pretty good trait to go against the Peddler. For the Peddler, I would say play a lot of mind games, cut survivors off of their kiting routes, make them go into a worse kiting area by blocking them with your items and with yourself. Another thing to note is that Peddler struggles against harassment. We've seen it in the previous matches. If there's at least one person harassing, that's going to buy so much time. So I would say not to play Peddler as much if the team comp counters you. So keep all that in mind when you're playing Peddler and when you're going against a Peddler. Now we have some China-Japan regional qualifier for KOA 9 matches to see how a professional hunter plays against a professional team. Have fun and good luck. GR Hunter going against TE Survivors. Round 3 first half, tied round 1, tied round 2. If one team has the advantage in round 3, they will be the team that's qualified for KOA group stage. But if they tie this round, we're gonna have to go through overtime as well. Right now the teams both very strong, evenly matched. Is not gonna be able to get the vine on this prisoner. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time naming the characters. I don't know, but that's fine, you know. It's not, we're not doing this live. I don't have to be like as precise and everything. We'll be able to get the chip damage and the hit, so 75% damage on this. I just said his name, prisoner. We gotta just call him Mao. Yeah, on Mao. He's gonna be able to get this vault here. Hunter's gonna absorb the wall so they can cut around corners without having to vault that window. We'll be able to throw this pallet. Lots of pallets in this area. Very good area to contain the Hunter. He's also kind of playing mind games at this pallet so that he could kind of forced out here. He's gonna sidestep this. Get the stun, but there's nothing around him for him to use. The Hunter's gonna catch up and just get the hit onto the survivor for the first time, downing him. However, Cypher progress looking incredibly good. 50, 60, 80, 50 on all 4 Cypher machines. Why is that? Did he connect the Cyphers before he went down? So then they're just like doing a lot of Cyphers? No, they're not. We have Drop, who's a mechanic. That's why. Okay, so they were going for Cypher Rush build, which is great because, I mean, look at the Cypher progress. It's looking great. Li Bao coming in for the rescue. Hunter going to get an absorption on the ground, so a vine. As soon as he rescues, the Hunter's going to utilize the vine to catch up. And the prisoner purposely running into the vine so that the Hunter doesn't get a double down situation. Absorb that Cypher machine, so... Li Bao. Li Bao. Let's be a little careful there. Wow, all 4 Cypher machines, 80%. Yeah, good Cypher. I mean, if you think about it, if the prisoner connected the Cypher machines and also the mechanic also started with the bot and her main body, then yeah, they're gonna have really good Cypher progress. He's gonna absorb the ground here so that the forward can't stun on the chair. And one in order is actually on the forward, so that's a little unfortunate for the survivor side since he is going to be going for this rescue and he doesn't have tide turner, which means he was supposed to stun on the chair. But being the Peddler, that's going to be quite a challenge. Okay, he's going to go straight to his... Okay, Hunter going to ground absorption and the chip damage. Gets the hit, 75% damage. He needs to get the stun now, right, while she's at attack recovery. But the vine is up again. We'll be able to vine the survivor and down him for the third final time, but as long as the forward is still around, he's gonna have a little bit of a hard time picking him up. He tried to go around the ground. Did he not see the ground absorption? If he didn't see it, the prisoner should have saw it. Okay, last 3 Cypher machines, 2 of them are prime. The last one's 43%. Hunter back on this puppeteer being at half health. He can still utilize one puppet here, but he needs to avoid the chip damage, and unfortunately the chip damage does register, so that's going to be 75% damage, and not able to utilize his puppet. He needs to make it to this pallet and throw it down just in time. Hunter's trying to go around, but it looks like she's just going to be closing the distance instead. Has a chip damage here, needs to avoid it because he's 75%. Okay, good mind games on the side of this T survivor. Oh wow, how is he still alive? Okay, good mind games. Was able to drop down this pallet. Oh, vaulting in front of this hunter, very gutsy. But the path here is a little okay. We'll be able to down him for the first time. Fourth cipher machine completed. Last cipher machine 61%, and they're gonna start a new cipher machine because that last cipher machine is the one that the hunter teleported onto, I think. Somewhere at corner house is what I'm guessing. Oh, but Hunter bringing him all the way towards graveyard and going for the forward. Still has about 1/3 football left to utilize. Looks like the forward will be having to take this next kite. Okay. Was able to make it outside safely. He can utilize his football to make it to the pallet. The vine's out and it latches on. No, it doesn't. The chip damage. And gets a pallet stud here. Last cipher machine 74%. It looks like the mechanic drop is at that last cipher machine, and she's going to, oh, unfortunately will be going down here, but he goes down here at the trap, so the trap will be covering for the time being, and the hunter can't pick him up. And that's gonna be enough. I think that's gonna be enough time for the cipher to be primed. Hunter's just gonna have to teleport to the last cipher machine, the bot here as well, so like she can prime it and leave the cipher, and the bot can actually finish the cipher off completely. But the hunter isn't going to. Okay, flywheel. She's gonna, yeah, I was like, you should probably get rid of that bot, you know, just in case. And Li Bao making his way back to that cipher machine. Hunter did absorb it, so it's going to be blocked for some time. Always looking back to make sure that the survivors aren't working on it. The mechanic doing a very good job drawing the hunter away from that last cipher machine. Hunter is going to utilize Metal Affinity and get a little bit of a boost here on her abilities. We'll be able to pop the cipher machine. 3-man endgame situation. Things are looking pretty good. Hunter's still at the middle, so the survivors can't approach the exit gates because they want to first be sure that the hunter isn't nearby them. She's going to be going towards graveyard exit gate. No survivors here. Tonight is not even being triggered. Elconfeed hiding at the fake gate, but it looks like the hunter is going to check and will be running into the forward. Going to be checking the walls here and the barrels. We'll be able to finally spot out this forward. Got the vines coming in. Good dodge on the side of the survivors. How are they so good at dodging these vines? Like, I need a tutorial. Anyways, you have the wall absorption here at this pallet, so he can't even make it to this pallet, and the hunter gets a chip damage, half health. Get another absorption here, and he can't go in that direction, so he has to go towards the hunter. Wow, good mind games. He had the wall absorption, the chip damage, and the ground absorption. So that's a 2-man escape for the side of T survivors. Survivors. Round 5 first half. AWG right now has 2 round wins. SZ has a 1 round win. So they need to get the win for round number 5 with the correct number of points to make it to overtime. If they don't, it's going to be a win for AWG. And it looks like she's going to be making herself way to making her way to Barotu being the first chase as the magician. Nope, she's going to go back to corner house where she'll be running into the archer. Trying to trick her with the backlight trick. Oh, and it looks like she did kind of throw down that pallet a little late, but that's okay because she's going to get the 100% laceration, so she can get to the next pallet. Transition away. Okay, we'll be able to get the first hit here with the vine hooking onto the archer. She's going to be slowly making her way, transitioning to the graveyard where she'll try to contain the hunter for as long as possible, but that's only if she can make it to graveyard. Can have the vine coming in out and again wow. Is able to land onto the survivor. We'll be able to down her for the first down. Very early down if you look. 60-60-30 on the cipher progress, and the basement is also here. Does she have giant claw? I think she does. She will also be able to get a basement chair, so things are starting to look pretty good for the Scarves Hunter at the moment. We're gonna have a chip damage and metal affinity ready, as the mercenary is feeding tinnitus to the hunter. We're gonna have, okay, we have the seer as well, so it does look like they're gonna be going in for this rescue, get him out of the basement. Okay, we're gonna elbow pad with the seer's owl coming in. We got the chip damage that he avoids. Okay, and oh, unfortunately, it looks like the archer's gonna be taking the hit here, and the mercenary, no damage rescue at the basement, while the archer's gonna go head towards the corner far away from the basement of graveyard. She can't possibly make it all the way to the basement, right? Even if you have Giant Claw, there's no way, right? Okay, yeah. She's just going to be cheering outside of the graveyard. Borrow 2 getting ready for the second rescue, as he is the next survivor with Ty Turner. We got AEZ with 1 in order. Second Cypher Machine completed. Third Cypher Machine 90. Okay, Hunter sees the blood trails. Can't latch on to the survivor. Good use of his illusion. Going to be running into the hunter though, as the hunter tries to... Okay. Doesn't get any injury onto him so far. Got the chip damage. No more chip damage. Is able to get the rescue as the hunter is absorbing the ball to get another chip damage. Gets the hit for him. Is going to get the body block for him. So is back up. Warp is going to be utilized. And as she's breaking this pallet, he's going to be able to get that 50% laceration. Hunter just waits out the laceration. Oh, it looks like she didn't wait out the laceration. Flywheels, avoids the vine. She can absorb the area here so that the survivors can't really utilize that pallet. But she has outlasted. Okay, we have metal affinity, so is able to make her go down for the third and final time. 3 Cypher Machines completed, last 2 Cypher Machines both at 60, so not bad. We got a nice rebound kite there. She outlasted the Ty Turner. Borrow 2 waiting around the middle second story building, continuously feeding tinnitus. The last 2 Cypher Machines all at 80, so it looks like they'll be pretty... Oh no! Hunter spots out the magician. He's gonna flywheel to avoid the vine. Okay, avoids the chip damage with the illusion. Hunter can't find where his main body is. Okay, he's able to throw this down. 90. He just needs to last a little bit longer. 94%. Okay, sidesteps. We'll be able to go down here, but I do think it's gonna be enough. Cypher Machines pop. Oh, but he does not have borrowed time. I guess he shouldn't have vaulted out. He should have just waited at the second story, I guess. I mean, very good job on the hunter for being able to spot him out and not really going towards the Cypher Machines. We'll be able to cheer in here for the first time. Exit gates being opened up here at 82%. Gonna be stopped because the hunter does approach her. Oh, gets hit by the trap! But she did absorb the exit gate, so won't be able to work on that for a while. They're gonna get that free backdoor rescue. AEZ is gonna try to sneak that exit gate. Hunter continuously looking back while going after the seer. Borrow 2 opening up the graveyard exit gate. And the seer taking this kite. Gonna flywheel towards the vine so that he can nullify it, but the hunter is gonna be able to down him here once again. AZ opening up that exit gate. Hunter's gonna utilize warp to see who's nearby. And get another vine here ready, and a chip damage. Gonna go back through the warp and we'll be able to chair the seer. No more. Okay, but Borrow 2 is gonna be opening up the graveyard gate, and she's gonna be able to chair him here at the middle. Looks like she's gonna check the gate. If she goes towards the survivor, okay, the vine, she's gonna cancel it. She's not. Yeah, she's just gonna leave it. She's not going to go over there because she wants to secure the down here, so that's going to allow the exit gate to be open, and that's a 2-man escape for AWG survivors. Round 3, first half. CFY Hunter going first as the Peddler on Dark Woods. Got Felix on inside of the factory, or Hunter's cottage. Hunter going towards the middle. And we can see Takoyaki is in front of the hunter, not likely his desired first chase. He's going to be able to see up high here towards the corner of the map. Ooh, wonderful. Cloud is able to make it on top of the treehouse. He's going to be able to swing away, further away from this hunter. So it looks like it was the meteorologist that the hunter was looking for. Okay, she's gonna do a wall absorption here and get the vine so that the vine will catch up to the survivor. Isn't able to latch onto the. Okay, sidestep the wind. Nice. See, one more item left for the meteorologist here. The chip damage comes in and it is going to hit the meteorologist. Okay, and get the normal hit, 75% damage. Felix, a little interrupted here, his Cypher machine, but the basement thankfully isn't in this area. She's gonna drop down. She has a cloud ready, so she may have to use it pretty quickly. Okay, the coordinator gets a little stun here with her stun gun. She closed the distance with warp. So we'll be able to throw it on this pallet. Hunter's going to absorb this area, so she's going to utilize the cloud to gain some more distance. With the help of the wildling, a little bit of harassing here, we'll be able to push the hunter a little, but it was against the obstacle, so she didn't get pushed further away. Okay. Still support from the wildling. Another wonderful push. Oh, this time he's gonna push him quite far away. Oh, lucky guy searching a chest right there. Okay. No items left on the meteorologist. Okay, lucky guy coming in for the support. He does have a stun gun. Hunter's gonna be able to latch on. He's gonna shoot her so that she can't escape. Wow, I'm pretty sure he just got that gun too, because he had a perfume. Okay, he's gonna perfume, try to eat an extra hit, but the hunter is not interested. He wants to down this meteorologist. Okay, we're gonna have a ground absorption here. It's gonna stun her, and we'll be able to finally down this survivor. Great support on the side of the teammates, but now the coordinator doesn't have an item, the lucky guy doesn't have any items, and the hunter's going to be cheering at the lucky guy's Cypher machine. Doesn't look like the wildling was able to get any stuns in or push the hunter back. 2 Cypher machines completed, 72 and 59 on the other 2 Cypher machines. First chair, so Cypher progress looking really good right now. Okay, he's gonna be hit off of his boar. He's hiding behind the little passageways the hunter created. Okay, avoids the chip damage. And we'll be taking the normal hit and getting the rescue before half with Ty Turner. Okay, the vines are out again. Okay, and gets a hit immediately on the meteorologist. She's just gonna transition out of here because he wants to stay away from the lucky guy's Cypher machine. So she's gonna go all the way towards the bonfire. Hunter's gonna get a metal absorption and a vine ready for use. And she's gonna be chairing her more towards the bonfire area chair. 3 Cypher machines completed, 4th Cypher machine 92, last Cypher machine 62. So as long as they can just support. The thing is, it's gonna be hard to support because none of them really has items, and the other survivor with Ty Turner is actually the meteorologist. Oh, Cypher machine's prime though, and everybody except Vanny has borrowed time. Oh, wonderful push from the wildling. Okay. As soon as she gets hit here, okay, she avoids the chip damage, which is good because we don't want to get her down with the chip damages because then there's no attack recovery. She's gonna get the hit and get the rest. Not get the rest. The survivors are back up. Hunter's gonna be chasing this meteorologist one more time. Exit gate's already being opened by Takoyaki. Hunter's just gonna teleport to that last Cypher machine because, okay, wonderful pallet stun here. Same side as the hunter, got a little worried, but that's fine. Okay, we have metal Affinity coming into play and is able to down this wildling right away. Okay, first chair for the wildling. We have 1 in order on Vanny and 2 survivors. All 3 survivors are at the exit gate, and the exit gate is now open, so that's a 3 survivor escape for the side of DFM. CFY survivors need to get a 2-man escape in order to tie up round number 4 and then make it to round number 5, or get a 3-man escape and then win round 4. Because currently they're a little at a disadvantage. DFM has 2 round wins and CFY only has 1 round win, so they need to either tie or win this round. If the DFM hunter gets a 3-man elimination, then that is the win for them and they'll be the team that qualifies for KOA. Okay, first chase is going to be Marino. Okay, the vine coming out. Good patience. Oh, but she tricked her. Oh, actually, no, she did avoid it. Okay, we'll be able to take a hit here for the first time. Hunter has metal affinity out. She's going to have another vine here. We'll be using it to catch up to the survivor, knowing that she's going to go towards the window. We'll be able to down her for the first time. Pretty early here, 50-50-70 on the Cypher progress. Has another ground absorption, so she has another vine ready to utilize. We have Tide Turner on the Lanternus and the Ford. Jellex coming in for the first rescue. For now, he's just feeding Tinnitus. And Hunter does spot him going around the building. He's going to sidestep the chip damage. Okay, Hunter trying to body block to slow him down. Oh, and he's going to be able to get the rescue just in time. Just going to flywheel and get the disarm on the Hunter. Push her back. Oh, and he fails the football, so won't be able to stun this Hunter, but he's just going to leave. He bought some time for the antiquarian to get away. She's still up. So okay, the Tide Turner is going to be running out. Still has a little more stick to work with. Okay, the vine's going everywhere, but not able to land onto the antiquarian. Okay, wall absorption here. Oh, we got the Ford coming back in for a surprise stun. Okay, the bot trying to come in for some support. Oh, but the chip damage connects. Nice prediction on the Hunter side. We'll be able to cheer the survivor for the second time. 2 Cypher machines completed, third one about to be completed, fourth one also about to be completed. They just need some work on the last Cypher machine. Hunter's just going to get rid of the bot here. Narisu making her way around the building towards the edge to come for this rescue. Hunter kind of cuts him off here. Gonna check. Okay, it's gonna be the. She's gonna utilize the projections to make her way closer to the. Okay, nice chip damage to that. Her after image from the projections. Okay. Oh, gets it down onto Narisu right away. But thankfully the Ford was there to get the rescue afterwards. But oh, gonna be able to get that vine damage on vine stun grapple on her right away. So we'll be able to down this. Okay, they're also healing at the chair. Okay, isn't able to get the Lanternus up, but the first survivor sent back to the manor. Last Cypher not quite ready. Lucky guy working on it. Oh, I think she's gonna take it to the dungeon. Oh, the basement. Why do I always say the dungeon and basement wrong? Like, I always call the basement the dungeon and the dungeon the basement. I don't know, it's just registered wrong in my brain. Okay, gonna get the wall absorption, so we have 2 chip damages and 1 metal affinity to work with. Cypher machine's primed. All 3 survivors have borrowed time. Zoo coming in for the rescue. Okay, avoids the chip damage. Alright, got the ground absorption, so if he tries to go down the stairs, he's gonna get stunned, so now he has to wait a little. Okay, another stun here. Drop down hit, so no attack recovery with the metal affinity also helping out this Hunter. He's gonna be able to stop the rescue. Cypher machine's pop. He's able to get the rescue just in time because the Hunter. Oh, because of our time and Cypher machine's pop. Okay, gonna get another absorption here on the ground. Who's gonna fall? Oh, she's gonna be able to get the down on 2 Zoo. Well, the Hunter has detention. Why not go for more? Oh, blink and downs her after image projection, so the real body also gets affected. We'll be able to down the survivor once again. Hunter gonna just chair her outside because she's an after half rescue. Then she's gonna go chair the lucky guy, and that's a 3-man elimination, giving the win to DFM, and they will be qualifying. Ford just leaves. So, congratulations, DFM. It's QTD survivors. Peddler on the Sacred Heart Hospital heading towards Pen K. the Enchantress. Going towards Shack, Hunter is going to be getting the ground absorption here so that she can have the Vine and catch up to the Survivor. She's waiting around here at this pallet. Will she have... She does have knee-jerk reflex and flywheels. So we'll be taking this first kite. Gonna absorb the wall right here so that she can get rid of this area with the pallet. Gets a... No, she avoids the chip damage. Instead, she's gonna get a mini one-stack stun on the Hunter. Hunter's gonna absorb the wall here. Another chip damage she has to dodge, making her way towards this pallet, but taking the hit instead, so that's gonna allow her to transition inside of the hospital. Hunter's gonna close the distance with this Vine. We'll be able to throw down this pallet, but she vaults into the Hunter, but it's okay because we're gonna get a mini stun so that she can transition back up into the second floor. Flywheels through the wall. Hunter just absorbs the wall here. Oh, got a nice body block by the Lucky Guy. Lucky Guy unfortunately taking another chip damage here. Or was that a normal damage? He avoided the chip damage, got the hit on the normal damage. Now he's going to be utilizing a pocket watch instead. Hunter, ooh, predicts where the little guy, Lucky Guy, is going to go and drops down in the next hole. She's going to be creating some distance to nullify the pocket watch effects, also absorbing the ground here, so she has a Vine left ready to utilize. Making her way towards the Shack with the warp. As soon as that warp gate shows up, the Survivor, oh, unfortunately stunned while throwing down this pallet. Will be able to down the Survivor for the first time. Cipher progress looking alright here. We got one cipher completed, second cipher machine 92, third cipher machine 50, and the fourth cipher machine 39%. Oh, we got the stun coming in from the Enchantress, but she was able to drop down this Lucky Guy just in time so that she can just balloon him once again and chair him here for the first time. 2 cipher machines have been completed, 50, 40, 22 on the remaining 3 ciphers. We got one in order on the escapologist. He's changed the location of this chair, and he also has a smoke screen here to get ready for the rescue. He's setting up for the rescue. Escapologist, we got the chip damage here, and the hit, the misdirection takes the body block as well, so it did take the injury, but that's gonna allow the Lucky Guy to transition out. He'll still be able to transition out, but transition out still not knocked down. Will be able to make it to this pallet. Chip damage waiting for him, gonna walk into the other direction. Another pause here, but we're back. And we'll be able to get the hit onto the Lucky Guy, so the Lucky Guy will be able to sit on the chair for the second time. Cipher progress looking pretty good here. 80, 60, 50 on the remaining 3 ciphers. We'll be able to chair him for the second time. We can see that Lucky Guy has Ty Turner and the Gardener has Ty Turner. Gardener coming in for this rescue, but one in order on him. Gonna change the location of his chair once again to make it easier for this Gardener. Last 2 cipher machines, 70, 60. With, okay, got the chip damage here at this little small entryway. Is able to get the chip damage, got the grapple on the ground. She is gonna utilize the bubble and get the rescue with Ty Turner. With that, the Gardener's new ability, and she's only a chip damage, so if she takes the hit, that's gonna allow the Lucky Guy to get away. So the Hunter's just going to ignore the Survivor. She's gonna create a passageway here so that she doesn't have to wait around behind this pallet. Last cipher machine's primed. It's primed. They're gonna pop the cipher machine. Lucky Guy does not. Yeah, he does. Wait, let's see. Which one's Lucky Guy? Tirad. Yeah, okay. He does have tide bar time. So exit gate's being opened up. Hunter has detention. He's hiding behind this pallet. Hunter doesn't see him. Okay, but she does go back because realizing he couldn't have gone this way because she would have seen the blood trails. We'll be able to down him here for the 3rd time, sending him to the manor. But the exit gate's already open and all the 3 survivors are there. And so that's a 3-man escape for the QTD survivor. FL survivors, Peddler on Sacred Heart Hospital. We saw the FL Hunter play Peddler in the first half, so we got another Peddler here in the second half on the same map. We'll be absorbing the ground here, getting a Vine ready for the first chase. Also going the exact same route, straight to the Shack. Able to avoid the Hunter, already looped around the basements here, so he wants to go down as far away from here as possible. Hunter gonna create a little portal here so he can catch up to the Survivor. Has to utilize his illusion to make it to this pallet. Hunter just gonna get the wall absorption once again. No distance, will be taking the hit for the first time as he vaults away from this basement. Hunter, however, does have a vine and 2 chips, so she can just place a chip there at this pallet. He's going to wait it out and then take the vault. We also have the seer owl taking, viewing. Okay, we got the vine and the owl going to come out right in time to block the hit for this magician as he's transitioning to the ruins. Cottage ruins here, very nice kiting area. Will be able to vault into this hunter, but it does have that speed boost because he does have knee-jerk reflex. Going to utilize his second illusion to make it towards. He will be running into a survivor, avoids the chip damage and makes this window vault. Hunter going to be utilizing the warp to find him out here in the back. Okay, he's going to confuse her a little with that illusion, making his way back to this pallet. Hunter's going to absorb this wall. He's going to be going around and he gets a nice window vault here, but then a chip damage is waiting for him, but it's not going to be a chip damage. We'll be able to terror shock him here at this window. Downing the survivor for the first time. However, cipher progress looking pretty good. One cipher machine completed, second one 93, third one 62, and the fourth one 22. Most likely because the hunter was... the survivor ran into the 62% cipher machine. We're going to have the escapeologist relocating the chair for the magician and the meteorologist coming in for the rescue. Going to utilize her cloud so she can safely make it to the chair. But the hunter's going to absorb the ground here, so she's going to wait it out, but taking an early hit is able to get the rescue just in time with Tide Turner, avoids the chip damage, and the hunter is back on Moirurin. Gets the vine stun, will be able to down him for the second time. We can see the escapeologist also has Tide Turner, so possible second rescue. Gonna be dying in this the edge of the map, so further away from the cipher machines at ruins. And Maycan getting ready for this rescue. Cheering him. Is he going to relocate him, or does he have a pretty good... It looks like he's going to be relocating the survivor. And that's just going to take up more of the hunter's time as he relocates the chair, because then the hunter wants to make sure that there's no one around. We have the smoke screen coming in so that he could safely make it towards the chair. Hunter unable to see the survivor, tries to get a chip damage on him, isn't able to do so. Still has misdirection, so he's going to be able to get that rescue before he expires, and still at full health, so it looks like he's also trying to get a body block here. Gets a chip damage on both the survivors and gets a hit onto Maycan, so successfully body blocking, and we have the smoke screen coming out here. He just needs to last a little bit longer. 4 cipher machines almost completed. Last cipher machine 85%. He's gonna be body blocking this passageway. Gonna get the chip damage and we'll be able to down this escapeologist. Escapeologist's first chair does have borrowed time. We can have the seer coming in for this rescue. And Katsuki is currently at that prime cipher machine, but unfortunately the hunter's bringing the survivor all the way. Okay, get the push from the wind, but it's not going to be able to stun. We'll be able to chair him here at the last cipher machine. Cat coming in here for the assist. Well, Katsuki at half health, he needs to just take the hit and pop the cipher machine and then just kind of do everything. But the meteorologist gets the wind, pushes him further away, gets a hit. They're gonna throw down this pallet. But they're waiting to pop the cipher. Got the vine on the seer. Oh, they can't pop it because Hunter absorbed this cipher machine, so it's locked. Hunter's gonna be able to reabsorb the cipher and pick up the escapeologist. They're forced to start a new cipher machine, but it's only the second chair, and it's around 48. So if they get before he bleeds out, they can still get this, and it will be primed in time. They have enough time, but they're all at half health. And if the hunter gets a hit here, she can force an early rescue. It is going to be taking a hit here with this owl and transitioning out. They're all just going to body block for each other. Okay, we're going to get the seer getting the vine grapple. Cipher machines pop and game situations. 4 survivors up and running. We have the Nature's Affinity, Mineral Affinity, and Metal Affinity. Gonna utilize the warp to try and get the down onto the survivor, heading towards the second floor. Exit gate is being opened on the front gate. Just continuously looping this area. Hunter has another absorption on the ground. Need to utilize the vine soon, but he keeps dropping down and changing elevation, and that's making it hard for her to utilize the vine. Finally is able to see the survivor. Will use the vine chip damage and will be able to down him for the third and final time. 3 survivors are already at the exit gate, so that's a 3-man escape for the side of FL survivors. getting them the tie once again for round 2. IZ survivors Peddler on Lakeside Village, round 2, first half. She's heading towards the boat where she will be running into Ado, the coordinator. We see the mercenaries in the middle, Mono P at ship, and Nyan outside of the shack. She's going to be looping this area, going towards this window. Hunter's just going to... I thought she was going to absorb the wall here, but she's just going to vault instead. She's going to absorb the ground here so that she has a vine. And Hunter uses the vine to close the distance with the survivor, but that's going to allow her to loop this area. On Ado's persona traits, we can see she has borrowed time and knee-jerk reflex, so no flywheel available. Now she's going to utilize the vine, then she's going to get the chip damage, get the 75% hit, and she'll be able to transition inside. Well, Ado will be able to transition inside. Both these pallets dropped. Hunter will be able to counter it pretty well. That wall absorption disappeared, so the Hunter couldn't get it, but the vine's right back out, is able to get the stun, and will be able to down the survivor for the first time. But she was able to loop that boat area, so they still have a little below average, but this is pretty normal. 80, 60, 70 on the cipher progress. Before that was a different deal. When attention effect, audience effect was big, you'd see cipher machines almost three cipher kite almost all the time for survivors, but it was nerfed. I think, yeah, it was probably a little too strong for the survivor side. We're gonna see the mercenary coming in for the first rescue, elbow pad straight to the chair. Okay, he gets the normal hit, no chip damage before half rescue with tie turner. Hunter's gonna absorb this wall and utilize the vine to try and stun the survivor, but isn't able to grab onto her, so she will just walk towards her. She avoids, she's out in the open here, so it does look like she's going to be taking the hit. Not able to use her stun gun quite yet. We don't want to go back to the matter with the stun gun. She'll most likely use it at the second save, regardless of whether she gets hit right away or not. Mono P has one in order, and it looks like Mono P has to come in for this rescue because she's the other survivor with tie turner. She's going to be able to summon the bubble just in time. Hunter has a chip damage though that can get rid of it, but she's just going to wait out this bubble because there's still time on the chair. She's able to avoid the first chip damage, going to take the normal hit and get the rescue. Now she has to use this stun gun, so Hunter uses excitement and immediately negates it. We'll be able to down the survivor. We'll be able to down the survivor for the last time and send her right back to the manor. Now that the stunner is no longer there, Hunter is just going to change to her trait. She has trump card, so she can change. She can stop. She doesn't need excitement anymore. There we go. And she can just change to a different trait. Survivors are healing up, so we can see that the mercenary and the gardener are back up at full health. Not quite done healing up this gardener, but the Hunter we can see is going to utilize the vine to get closer to the survivors. No tinnitus being triggered yet, but 4 cipher machines completed. They just need a last cipher machine. They're at the docks making their way into the ship. Hunter sees the blood trail, so it looks like they will be taking the next chase. Mercenary would like to be chased, but most likely not going to be chased. We'll be going for this gardener. Last cipher machine being worked on by Nyan. 20% will be absorbing that. Cipher machine has metal affinity, 2 chips, 2 nature affinity, so a lot of items on the Hunters being stacked up will be able to get the sun, but all on the wrong side of this palette. And she also had her bubble primed up and was going to be taking a hit here as she sidesteps the chip damage, but the normal hit registers. Okay, she tries to avoid that hit, but is able to get that chip damage. She has the bubble summoned, so she'll be okay for a couple of seconds. And as soon as that bubble disappears, she throws down, but she waited a little too long, so the Hunter will be able to down her. Cipher machine's almost primed, 85%. She does have borrow time, except the survivor without the borrow time is the magician. Hunter's just gonna teleport straight to the not the pallet. Oh my goodness. Hunter's gonna get the stun onto the magician. We'll be able to down the magician right away. They did get a free backdoor rescue. So by teleporting to that last cipher, they're forced to just pop the cipher machine because they won't have the end game. There's no other way to finish that last cipher without him just force popping. Okay, Mono P opening up the shore exit gate and the mercenary staying around the middle, because if the hunter commits to the exit gate, they're going to try and get a backdoor rescue because it was the first chair for Nyan. But it looks like the exit gate's almost open, so he's just going to push it. The mercenary, she gets the stun! She's priming up her bubble. She's body blocking. She's trying to keep her from getting away the exit. She's trying to get the chip damage to get rid of the bubble, but she walks through, and there's a survivors round 3, first half. Hunter's gonna get a ground absorption here. We got that Peddler on Arms Factory heading in the middle area and continuously going towards the corner while she'll be running into Kisarabi, the lanternist. We can see the blood trails as she's thrown down this pallet. Hunter's going to try to mind game here, but she will be forced to break this pallet as she does see the blood trails and try to mind game here once again. Red light trick absorbing the wall. She will be running into the survivor and able to get the first hit of the projection image, as Kisarabi is going to be leaving this area entirely, heading towards the water tank. The vine is back out. She's going to utilize it to close the distance, have 3 pallets here to work with, trying to get the chip damage on that projection image, isn't able to do so, getting the wall absorption so she can get another chip damage ready. She's making her way back inside of the corner walls. Hunter's going to have a vine and a chip damage waiting for the survivor, not able to latch onto her, canceling the vine, but she doesn't have any pallet here to work with, is going to get the chip damage and will be able to down her here for the first time. A little bit early on the ciphers, a little bit of an early average, but a little bit early, 80, 70, 40 on the cipher progress, except it was actually looked like that because the lanternist was utilizing the cipher projection, so we actually have more cipher progress, and that's why it was actually a pretty good kite. Gravekeeper coming in for this rescue, already inside of the shovel, but we still have a little more time on the chair before the halfway point, so he's just going to try and buy a little more time. Hunter's going to get an absorption here, hits him out of the shovel, but because of the attack recovery period, he's able to get the rescue even though he was stunned on the chair. Got the archer coming in here for the assist, 75% damage lanternist. Will be taking a hit here, but since we do have Tide Turner Infect, we will wait till that ends before she can pick her up, but it's going to be kind of hard to pick her up. She's going to get an absorption on the ground, which allows her to get the vine, and will be able to get the hit onto Emko. Does she want to keep harassing? Hunter has another vine and a chip damage, is able to get the chip damage, so will most likely back off here, but isn't backing off. Oh, so it does look like they are trying a little harder on the survivor side, because currently AXIZ has 2 round wins. If they lose this round, it's over for them. So they are playing a little more aggressively, which is fine because the archer didn't go down. Hunter's going to be blocking off this cipher machine by absorbing that, and Barotu coming in for the rescue will be taking the hit and getting that rescue once again with Tide Turner. The vine is back up to catch up to the lanternist. Doesn't really know where she's going, is going to be following the projection image while she's making her way towards the shack. Vine coming back out. She's able to dodge it. It's curving but isn't able to get the stun onto the survivor, and because she schooled around too much, that's allowing her to get that window vault and get more distance away from this hunter. We'll be able to throw down this pallet. Hunter just walking straight around. We got the archer coming in. We're with another laceration and gonna utilize the projection for her to get away once again. Cipher Machine's prime endgame situations for survivors. The lanternist does have borrowed time. The only survivor without borrowed time is the gardener, and she's pretty far away from the hunter. Don't think there's going to be any issues here whatsoever. avoids the chip damage. She's purposely staying close to the hunter to get a normal hit so that they can pop the Cypher Machine at hunter recovery, attack recovery. Will be vaulting, but the hunter's being patient. She knows Cypher Machines are primed. One Cypher Machine left, and she's just walking into the hunter. It's fine for the Lanternist to delay because then her item will charge up and then she'll be able to have that for the end game situation, but that's also the same thing for the hunter. As you can see, the hunter keeps absorbing the wall. She wants to down her at with chip damages so that she is able to get the chip damage here, so they may have to another absorption. Will be able to vault this pallet, so they're just going to pop because she has the chip damage on her. She was at 75% health and she just saw her absorbing the wall, which means she has another chip damage. So while she vaults this pallet, they're just going to pop the Cypher Machine for the endgame situation because there's a high chance the hunter will be able to down the survivor with a chip. We'll be able to get another chip here at this window. Mind gaming here, but the exit gate's open, so it's already a 3-man escape. Hunter's gonna blink and we'll be able to down the survivor for the final time, but all 3 survivors are at the exit gate. And